they have done some things for the startup and MSME sectors, extended this by 1 year. Um, but we are missing the point about the startup ecosystem. Startup ecosystem doesn't work based on the directives of the government. It happens on the ground. And on the ground, the government should take initiatives about improving the innovation centers. Invested. This was actually there in one of the first budget, 2015 budget or something, where they implemented or not. But in the startup space, what we were really looking for is growing the culture of not entrepreneurship. So startup and entrepreneurship are slightly different. Entrepreneurship, you're doing a business today. Okay, you can set up any business you set up a grocery store today, you're an entrepreneur. But startup is something different. Startup is that you have to, bring some innovative solution that's not available in the market today. It can be any kind of innovation. So entrepreneurship backed by innovation is innovation. So entrepreneurship backed by innovation is building the startup ecosystem. So that is where the government should have spent some money and some resources in developing that future budgets or the future of India.
For giving your critical as well as positive points on the budget. So next, let me ask Salil on his take on positive and negatives on the budget.
No, I think I briefly covered. Some of the positive measures are definitely thrust on infrastructure or focus on ease of doing business, the PAN being an identifier and stuff like that. Those are all very long-ranging, impactful things. But on the things that they could have done better, I think one of the things that probably everybody was expecting is this capital gains rationalization. And that really, particularly given that how the retail investors, Robin spoke about how mutual fund industry is growing, that was something that could have helped the markets. The other thing I think Bhanu mentioned about startup, I think EV, electric vehicle, could have been an area that they could have thought something and brought something, even if it's a small allocation. That was something they missed, because globally there is huge, thrust and importance, and companies like Tesla. So we could have figured out how we can have Indian Tesla or one of the Tatas or whatever. So other is, of course, MLD. There is a corporates used to park funds in MLDs and there is a TDS of 10% that is now, or sorry, the LTC used to be 10%. Now it is increased to short-term capital gain, and that will hurt a lot of corporates. So there are small things that could have been avoided, but TDS on winnings, online games, there could have been a threshold which was there, and that has been taken away. I think some of those could have been avoided, but I think broadly I would have liked the capital gains rationalization, and some focus on EV. So those were two things I think.
Thank you, Salil. Thank you very much. So one thing I noticed, cryptocurrency, as last year it was a talk of the street. Cryptocurrency market was totally not regulated. RBI says that we are dealing with only a currency, and which is definition mentions as a currency. Unfortunately, the definition of cryptocurrency was not there. Even government was in a mess to how to control this transaction, because huge transactions were happening on cryptocurrency. Everybody were showing that, oh, I have this much of cryptocurrency and this one. Suddenly it got vanished. I don't know where it has gone, but still government wants to regulate. And so the intention, they cannot trace the sources of this information, why they are doing this kind of a things is. And many positive sides, and people are using it for the terrorism and for the illegal activities. They want to monitor this, and they have bought a strict regulation last year. Tax withholding has been introduced last year's budget, and also regulation has been introduced. This year they have gone one step further. They have seen that, and many people are using this, trading this cryptocurrencies in an international market where they don't have a jurisdiction. Indian market doesn't have a jurisdiction. So they have made it as a it is an offense, and they are now this budget they have introduced a 271C penalty on the people who are trading on it, because they cannot catch the people who are there at a sourcing, like, because it is an international territory. So now they have made the provision where the person who has invested and trading in a unregulated market or an international market where they don't have a jurisdiction, they are punishable with a penalty of a amount varies, and still the regulation has to come. But this is what the very important thing we have to make note of it. If anybody is trading on an international market or a foreign currencies, you need to be aware of these things. This is an administration amendment which has been bought. Let me take views of Mr. Chandrasekhar on the positive and negatives on the budget at this course of time.
About the positives, I think already discussed the there from the many angles positives are there. Coming to what they could have done, I have 4 points. As you said, startups and SSI, they are those. But regarding startups, they are given income tax benefits and also certain other benefits for all startups up to 31st March 2023. What are the companies incorporated? In this budget, they have extended for 1 year, 2024. What is my take? If you want all startups to come and also for FDSs to come, they should have been made instead of year on year, they should have made for next 5 years. So that there is a certainty is there where the people can plan. 1 year, by the time we think, we realize, so people have no certainty that they should have extended for at least the next 3 to 5 years. That is the one. Second thing about this SSIs, though there are some benefits are there, 43B payment they've ensured. I think SSIs are growth engines for the country. There should have been some fund allocation, something the funding, the liquidity, they should have thought. Right now, industry is in a liquidity struggling. Most important point is there is one more point that government is a thought when they come into power, they said they want to bring the foreign money into the India. There is no talk for last 10 years is over. This is our last budget. So that was the main agenda for government. So I think they should nothing is talking. That is the one milestone they are not talking. Last most controversial point yet to come is salaried person. Now, because of PAN, if any person is earning salary based on PAN number, Aadhaar number, his income, even if he's getting a 100 rupees dividend amount, he has to pay tax. Now, persons who are not paying the tax are agriculture income. I agree, agriculture is a base. At the same time, we know, is it a real agriculture? All the people are in a all politicians, agriculture is becoming a base. So I think government has to think toward, and in this changing environment, they should, these two things they have to address. One is bringing back the money to the country. Second thing is, I think they should have been done this last 2 points. Though it's a little controversial, but I think government has to make a little start on these 2 points. That's what my.
Thank you very much, sir. That is a nice point to take. Taxing and agriculture, yeah, something we have to start thinking on it.
Sorry, I'm not talking on taxing. There should have been some way to start so that it cannot be 75 years to our Indian independence. Afterwards, we're reaching towards a century. 5 lakh rupees income, he is paying the huge taxes, is finding difficult. So they should have been some rationalization.
Yeah, that is a nice thought, because we are giving a lot of subsidy to the agriculture in one or the other form, and also we are not taxing at the end of this one. You see a lot of high range cars which are there in Punjab only, where it is a predominantly an agricultural country, and most of the people from the Punjab gets migrated to the UK and USA, and they are there. So this is one point where people government can think and start bringing it to the alternative to that. So let me come to the next point. Let me take views of positive and negative on the budget by Robbins. How he's a mutual fund and shares expert. Let us enlighten on the positive and negative of this budget, Robin.
Yeah, sir. As I mentioned, I'm basically from Kerala. 1999, when I came to Bangalore, to reach Bangalore to Mysore, it used to take 5 hours of time. I mean, the condition of the roads in 24 years back. Today, I'm extremely happy to hear that Kulkarni sir mentioned 24% of the capex has been allotted for the infrastructure. What more the country wanted for the Indian Railway? Vande Bharat train, Chennai to Mysore, how fast we can reach? Just 2.5, 3 hours, right, sir? What more the country wanted? And people say up to 7 lakh rupees last year, up to 5 lakh rupees income you are earning. For beyond 5 lakh rupees, you have to pay 20% of the tax. Government has given up to 7 lakh rupees of income you are earning. No need to pay the tax. But above 7 lakhs, 100 rupees, then auditor will tell that what is the tax implication on that. So these all are the extreme, fantastic measures of the government has been taken. And the India is the poor country. 70% of the population are living in the rural areas. We do not know their condition for the education, food and clothing and shelters. Been given fantastic allocation for the subsidy of the government for the poor people. Still we have at a 5.9% of fiscal deficit, right, sir? So we have to think about country's growth. Other fellows, our sisters and brothers who are living in the country without shelter, without education, how the government can help them without taxing the rich people? So government has done a good job. That's all I can say. Thank you.
Thank you, Robin, for applauding the government's efforts for the same. So we are on the fag end of finishing the budget session. So let me see the couple of points on just to consolidate whatever all the panelists have done the job. So where the rupee goes? So rupee goes mainly interest payment 20%, pension payment 4%, and other expenditure 8%, state share of taxes 18%, finance commission 9%, and defense 8%, subsidies 7%, central sponsored schemes taxes 18%, finance commission 9%, and defense 8%, subsidies 7%, central sponsored schemes 9%. If you see in this allocation, almost 28-29% is going for not a developmental. If you see that interest payment, it is a burden on the government. Pensions, which have come down, but still a lot of things has to be done. And maintenance expenditure 8%. Almost 32% of the revenue is going in this not a creation job. So out of that, government has to match its income and expenditure. It is very tight job which has been done fantastically. I give a positive side of it. So let me ask the rating of the budget from all the panelists, saying 1 is the least and going by 10 is a maximum. Salil, how much you want to rate the budget?
That's a trick question. As I said, budget is for each his own. So you receive or you take what you like and you dislike what you did not want in the budget. But stepping apart and taking a bird's eye view, I think I would rate it as a good budget, and I would give it maybe 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, that is an interesting number. So Nirmala Sitharaman has passed with a distinction.
Absolutely.
So next thing, just it is on everybody are waiting here, other than students, staff, which are very much interested in what is that new scheme and old scheme, how we got benefited. We are waiting from 1 hour, nothing has been told to us, or we are betrayed from this class. What is that? So let me see. Let me give a small point on what is the direct tax proposal of it. So as the Bhanudas sir told, the highest rate of surcharge has been reduced from 37 to 25%. This is people who are earning more than 5 crore. So it comes with a condition, not for everybody. So no exemption for insurance. It's a very bad move, which I say, because you have built a baby which has now becoming an adult. Now you have just left it like that. LIC, which you have nurtured it for when it was a baby, and now it has come to a certain stage. You are not hand-holding it. This is my critical analysis of the budget. People have made their investment for investment in LH. You are not hand-holding it. This is my critical analysis of the budget. People have made their investment for investment in LIC and also savings and Sukanya Samruddhi Yojani, PPF, and also an elderly insurance. Now they are pushing this new scheme as a default scheme and old scheme where you are allowed to take a expenditure of a housing loan and ATC investments. that has been losing its charm. So they want everybody to shift to the new resume. Last year they have tried it out because it was not that lucrative, so it has taken a back step. Now they have come out with some lot of adjustment or amendment to the new revenue, new scheme where they want to push hard for all the people. One good thing is government don't want a verification burden, because whenever they claim LIC or tuition fees, a lot of people are submitting a fake bills, HRA bills and all those things. They don't want a compliance job to be taken. So they want transparency. This much what you will be taxed. You will not allowed to take any deduction based on submissions and compliance issues, verification issues, administrative issues, tense issues, verification issues, administrative issues. They want straightforward. So that's why they are discouraging that resume. They are reducing the exemptions and they are coming out with a reduction in the tax rate. By that, they want to increase the tax base of the taxpayers. Now, if you see around 5.6 crores, more than 5.6 crore, almost 7 crore filing their return. Earlier, it was something like 2 crore, 3 crore used to file it. In that also, major chunk was filing a below 5 lakh, which was not earning anything. In turn, it increases the government expenditure to process the return. They have to spend a lot of time on processing the return. Earlier, it used to take 93 days to process the return. It has a cost. Now it has come down because you can see the refunds are coming in 1 day, 2 days, and many times it is less than 1 week or something like that. And that is one administrative move which has been passed in the government. Is a very good initiative which they have introduced, and it has been digitized now. A lot of errors are automatically checked and notices are sent, corrected. That things are happening, but a lot of things has to be done. That is a negative side of it, because just it is going system. Let us see a positive side of it.